All right, everybody, another late night video because the speculation has all but ended. It seems like the Schneider McDonald Grubb picture from the pub in Renton was meaningful, and we have our new offensive coordinator. Rappaport has hit us with the bomb. I think Schefter has also tweeted something similar. The Seahawks are expected to hire Alabama Crimson Tide offensive coordinator and quarterback coach Ryan Grubb to be their next offensive coordinator. So Grubb spent like a month in Alabama and came right back to Washington State. And this time he's with the professional show instead of the college one. So it is basically official. Technically speaking, I guess he hasn't signed the contract yet, but it is very rare that you get to this point in the process and have somebody back out. Like, that would be a Josh McDaniels tier betrayal at this point. So Grubb is the guy. A lot of reason to be excited. I will make a video tomorrow, probably in the afternoon, going over the success that Ryan Grubb has had as a play caller at the college level, because it's immense. I want to be very clear about that. You cannot be more successful at being a play caller than Ryan Grubb has been so far in his collegiate career. I can take nothing away from Ryan Grubb in that regard. There are questions, of course. He's never coached in the NFL, to my knowledge. He's certainly never been a play caller in the NFL. So he's going to have to adjust what he does to work in the NFL. But this has the potential to be a huge, huge hit. So, realistically, probably going to be looking at a little bit of a bumpy first year with Ryan Grubb. I think that's fair to expect. I'll talk more about it tomorrow, but honestly, that's not the worst thing in the world. We also have a rookie head coach. It's not necessarily a go for broke year anyway. So, going through growing pains with Ryan Grubb for a year would be fine if he ends up in a good place going into year two, because realistically, winning the Super Bowl with a rookie head coach is not something that you can expect to happen. So I don't mind going through lumps now. I will say I stand by my position overall, where I wanted an OC who was more of a sure thing like Frank Reich, but I get the upside here. I'm not against it at all. I've got nothing bad to say about it. Generally speaking, overall, this is a very, very intriguing hire that has potential to be awesome for the Seahawks. And while there is risk involved, a little more risk than I would have liked, no pain, no gain. If you don't accept the possibility of things going wrong, you're going to operate out of fear. And when you operate out of fear, you end up with somebody boring that nobody really gets excited about, and you don't get great results. So again, I will be making a longer video tomorrow, probably the afternoon. The morning video is going to be on Aiden Durd. But a lot of stuff to like here. Two concerns that I have, just real quick here, just to lay it out. Two concerns that I have about Ryan Grubb. Number one, I'm going beyond the whole point of him needing to change his system to adjust to the NFL. That goes without saying, and people have done things like that before. It's not unheard of. But two things. I find it to be a little bit interesting that we were looking at Grubb for a couple weeks and then seemed to change lanes to Chip Kelly and then went back to Grubb after Chip Kelly went to Ohio State. Now, we'll never know exactly how things worked out between the Seahawks and Kelly and Grubb. It almost feels like we weren't that impressed with Grubb, changed lanes to Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly didn't work out, so we were like, let's go back to Grubb. So it doesn't seem like he nailed the interview. It seems like he did okay, and then we just decided good enough. So that's a little bit concerning to me. If that's what happened, maybe it's not. Maybe they just wanted to be thorough, and they loved the Ryan Grubb interview. Second thing that kind of concerns me is I really hope, and I know this is going to sound weird coming from me, that Ryan Grubb doesn't come in here pounding the table for Michael Penix. We're probably going to have to trade up for Michael Penix, and I'm sorry, I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it with Michael Penix, and I know that's weird coming from me. I don't believe he's going to be able to have success in Seattle right now. I don't believe we have the roster in place to take advantage of what he does well, and I don't believe we have the roster in place to cover for the areas in which he falls a little bit short. So if Ryan Grubb comes in here and is like throwing a fit in his office every day saying, I want Michael Penix, I want Michael Penix, I want Michael Penix, I don't like that. And I understand that there's going to be a lot of, weight behind the idea of the Seahawks now drafting Michael Penix, but I think you're going to have to trade up to get him, which I don't want to do. And frankly, I don't even really want to take him that much at 16 because I just don't see it. I don't think he's going to be a great quarterback in the NFL in general, but you got to build a primo offensive line to have any chance to succeed with Penix, and we're not close to having that right now. I don't think we are. Even if we were completely healthy, I don't think we'd be that close. But that's for the future. For now, we've got a very intriguing candidate. I'm going to get behind it for sure. I would have preferred something a little safer, but I fully acknowledge the fact that he's been a stud at the college level for a while now. And at the end of the day, if this is a hit, this is a big hit. All right. Go Hawks. See you guys later. Going to go live on Twitch shortly, but had to get this one out because after the earlier video where I indulged a little bit in rumor and heresy and drive-by journalism, we needed something a little more concrete before we ended our day. All right. See you guys later.